This is a fireplace mantle that I had built some time ago for a good customer, and she had just recently requested that it be painted faux marble. And that's what I'm doing here. I've still got to actually make the shelf that goes on top because of the one previous is severely warped, so I'm going to make an entirely new shelf. But for now, this is the marble piece, and as you can see, it has these curved faces here with a singular plain bracket in the front, and then once again another curved face that leads into the column top. And this is the view of the column as we go down. Kind of give you a close-up. The first layer of paint that I've got up is an acrylic latex, basically like a buttercream. Alright, and that was put on a few coats over this MDF, which is medium density fiberboard. That's the material that the mantle piece was made out of. And I made the mantle so that it could come apart in 4 pieces. Each of the columns is a piece, and then the center piece here is one singular piece as it goes all the way across, and then the shelf on top itself is the 4th piece. So here's a little bit of a close-up. Now basically, like I said, this is an acrylic latex base that you see that's a light color, and then the darker color that is underneath that's beginning to make the background pattern for the marble is a glaze that I mixed between 2 other acrylic latex paints to kind of give me something that was going to be dark in a way, but not too dark, just enough to give me the proper contrast, and then it kind of blends back out to like a yellowish hue at the end. There's a close-up here of this column, and I'll bring you close into the pattern so that you can see it. Pretty convincing, huh? Okay, and it still has the coloring to go now, which is going to be some burnt umber, red sienna, and yellow ochre. This is going to be mixed in various amounts to give me different hues between those 3, and then that'll be applied over top of what we see here that I'm calling the sub base. And then I'll basically move that around into the different shapes that you kind of see here to add the color over top. And finally I'll add a very few fine cracks here and there, and basically we'll see some very fine, thin white lines, and then some other darker glazes that will kind of roll into it. And when I do the cracks, they're going to go against what we see here is the marble tone. So each time I have the marble tone rolling this way, I'll run the crack kind of against it coming down. And as we see here, it's already beginning to shape up and look pretty convincing. Finally, at the end, I'm going to probably put a clear varnish over top, and that'll seal it in and kind of make it somewhat satiny, if you will, not overly glossy. But then I'll probably hit it with a very fine coat of paste wax, and at that point it should be incredibly convincing. Okay, so once again, this is a little bit of the construction. The sub base is made with the Craig jig, basically attached with screws and pocket holes, and then these little brackets here are built entirely separate as one piece and then installed in between these sections here, between the column top and then the central panel. And then these were made separately with a curved form, and then I applied a very thin bendable substrate. In this case it was 1/4 inch MDF that I actually had to put some relief kerfs in the back of the panel to get it to bend correctly. And there's probably either 3 or 4 ribs that go down that are the same shape that we see here. And then I made another form that clamped it over top of it flat to the forms that were curved, and applied some heavy duty glue to keep it all in place. And then once this was glued and dried, then I just simply brought the box over and inserted it into the place and then screwed it from the back. Like I said, this bracket will lift up off of the column, and I can just simply carry that and install it. It's already been installed in the house one time. Like I said, I kind of gave her the idea that I installed it to where it could come back off the wall if she ever wanted to paint it like marble, just kind of joking around. And actually, it seemed that that's exactly what they wanted. So anyway, after we get the glazes on here, the colors, a few of the cracks, and then the final top coat, I'll go ahead and make one more video. Thanks.